Whoa, this hair. Well, there goes that. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, my name is Griselda and welcome to my YouTube family. So in today's video, I am going to be showing you my current go-to makeup look, which is this right here. This is basically a look that I feel the most comfortable with, a look that I know is super easy for me to just create. I definitely have a completely separate pile for this look. I will show you guys what my go-to products are for this look as well in this video. So if you want to see how I get this look, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to turn on your notifications so you get notified every single time I upload. And without further ado, let's get started with this video. So first, what we're going to do is we are going to start off by using a primer. We are going to be using the Pores No More by Dr. Brandt. So I'm just going to apply that in the areas that I have the largest pores, and that's typically my cheek area and my nose. And I'm just going to apply what's remaining on my fingers and the rest of my skin. So for foundation, I've been using the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation. Because of the weather change, it's starting to get really hot and I tend to sweat a lot on my nose and on my lip area. This foundation doesn't break down. I'm in the shade 7.0, so we're going to apply that all over the skin, and we're just going to go ahead and apply that with our beauty blender. I love this foundation because it's definitely full coverage, and when I go to events, I typically like a full coverage foundation, so this is great for like a full glam. So for concealer, I've been loving this Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Long Wearing Concealer. And I typically use a warmer shade to kind of correct my under eyes because I do have some pigmentation. But because the foundation is super full coverage, I don't need to. So I go in with a lighter shade in the concealer. This concealer definitely gives you that full coverage, long wearability. Now we're just going to blend it out with our beauty blender. And I'm using a very subtle application because it can definitely pick up a lot of the concealer. To set, I'm going to be using this set powder by MAC in the collab with Patrick Star, and I'm going to apply a generous amount of that powder and just kind of press it in. And what I'm doing is I'm just actually applying it in the inner part of my eye. I'm not going all the way through, because what I did realize is that when I was applying the powder all the way through, it was kind of making this area a little bit dry. When I would go in with the highlight, it would definitely make my skin look a little bit more textured. I'm just kind of concentrating that powder in the inner part of my eye. And you can definitely set your foundation, but because it is a super matte foundation, I don't like to set it unless you want it super matte. So I'm just gonna go ahead and move on to my bronzer. And I like to use two different shades. This one is in the shade Toni, which is a little bit warmer, and then Graham E, which is a little bit more on the cooler side, but it's a little deeper. It looks like this, and I like to use that to kind of carve out my cheeks, but this one is a little bit warmer. So we're going to be using this tapered brush by Luxie in the number 522, and we are going to place the bronzer right here and then just kind of buff it out. I feel like something broke me out in this area because I have a bunch of little bumps. I haven't changed anything. It could be something that I ate. I like to use that translucent powder, and I just kind of apply a generous amount like around my nose area just to kind of pinch it a little bit to make it a little bit more slim. So now going in with Graham, we're going to pick up that same brush, and I'm just tapping the bronzer just a little bit and just kind of focusing it right underneath the cheekbone just to kind of make it a little bit more defined. And then go in with that translucent powder and just kind of carve out your cheeks. So we're just gonna let this sit for about a minute, and then we're gonna dust it off and then go ahead and move forward with the rest of our skin. Just grabbing a powder brush, I'm just gonna go ahead and dust everything off. Because I don't want my skin to look super powdery, I'm gonna grab some of this Charge Water by MAC, and I'm just gonna spritz my face. While that dries down, I'm going to be using my Soft Ochre by MAC, and I'm going to apply that as my base. I'm just going to set that with a little bit of translucent powder. For blush, I love this Orgasm by NARS, so we're just going to pick up a little bit of that and apply it at the apple of our cheeks. So for my eyes, I'm going to be using this Morphe 352 palette. I love it because it has tons of neutrals and a little bit of color. I lost a soldier. The black one just shattered this last time that I traveled, and it was a shame because it got literally everywhere in my bag. So we're gonna stick to this corner right over here, and I'm gonna be using this color here, and we are gonna use that as our first transition shade. I also have a discount code with Morphe, and I'll make sure to put that in the description box and also link this palette if you guys are interested in purchasing it. We're gonna go ahead and pick that up with a blending brush, and we're just gonna apply that just in the crease and just going back and forth. We're gonna pick up this warmer shade here, and that's gonna be my second transition shade, and I'm gonna be using that same brush. So the good thing about this look is you don't need multiple brushes. Probably need 2 eye brushes or maybe 3 tops. You can use the same brush for each eyeshadow. So this color here is just gonna deepen in the crease just a little bit. We're gonna go in a little deeper, and we're just gonna pick up this color here, which is just a tad darker than these 2 shades, but this is definitely gonna make a huge difference in the crease, and we're still using that same brush. So what I'm doing here is I'm just gonna apply it directly into the crease, and I'm not gonna bring it up any higher. I'm just gonna stick it there because that's where I want the definition to be, is directly into the crease. I'm gonna go back in with my soft ochre and a flat brush, and I'm just gonna pick that up and apply that on my lid. We're just gonna create a more defined lid so we can apply the lid color. So now we're just gonna pick up this champagne color, and I'm using that same brush, and I'm just gonna apply it directly onto my lid. The color payoff on these shadows are so amazing. And I'm just going back in with that blending brush and just blur out any lines. Okay, so for eyeliner, I've been loving this Lorded Up pencil by MAC. I'm gonna use that as my top liner. So we're just gonna go ahead and apply that right on top of your lash line. And these eyeliners are super creamy, so you have to be a little careful when applying these because the tip sometimes can break. You can definitely leave it like that, or you can set the eyeliner with a brown eyeshadow, which I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna pick up this dark eyeshadow right over here, and what I like to do is I like to just place the eyeshadow right on top of the eyeliner so it just sets directly. And this is a Morphe E43 brush. Before I apply on my mascara, I'm gonna spray myself one more time with this charged water. So for lashes, my current favorite are the Lilly lashes in the style Miami. So we're just gonna apply those right directly on to our lashes. I decided to do the mascara last just because sometimes the mascara, depending on what lashes you use, they tend to get kind of clumpy with the false lashes, so I like to apply it right after. Now for my bottom lash line, I'm going to be using this larger than life long wearing eyeliner in the shade Rue Bonaparte by NARS. And this is just a neutral shade. I love to use neutral shades in my waterline because my eyes tend to get really red throughout the day, and this kind of helps disguise that. Using that same blending brush, I'm gonna pick up a little bit of these 3 shades, and I'm gonna use that at the bottom of my lash line. And I love using this brush because it's kind of tapered, as you can see. It has a little bit of a tip, so it allows you to apply the color directly into the lash line. Now picking up that darker brown with this E43 brush by Morphe, we're just gonna apply that directly into the lash line, and I'm using more of a pressing motion because I just want to apply it there and I don't want to bring it that low. I'm going to be using my Roller Lash Mascara by Benefit, and I'm just gonna mesh my lashes with the false lashes. So for highlight, I'm gonna be using this Illuminati by Artist Couture. This is my all-time favorite highlighter. This is my go-to. This is the one that I gravitate towards the most because it has like that gold champagne undertone, which I love for a look like this. Because you are using a lot of warmer tones, this highlighter goes perfect with that. So we are going to apply a little bit of that with this brush. This is another of my favorite brushes by Morphe. This one came with a set. I don't know if they even have it, but I like it because it's like almost like a bigger version of a blending brush, which allows you to kind of blend in the highlight the way an eyeshadow would be blended. I'm just obsessed with how it melts into the skin, and it just like looks so pretty. Just like gives me life, you know? And I also have a discount code with Artist Couture, so I'll make sure to link that in the description box so you guys can get your hands on this Illuminati, because you don't have it, you're not living. So for my lips, I've been loving this combo. I like to use this Makeup Forever N23 lip liner, and it's a little bit more on the pinker side, but when I apply the liquid lipstick and the gloss on top of it, you guys will see how it all comes together. I also like to use this method where I use a liquid lipstick before I apply a gloss, because I feel like it does make the lipstick last a lot longer. So we're gonna apply this color called Virgin by Morphe. And I also like to apply it over the lip liner so it kind of disguises the lip liner a little bit more. And then I go in with this Dose of Color gloss, and this is in the shade Goalz. I like to apply this with an actual brush because I don't like to mix the colors in the lip gloss. And I'm just using this NYX brush to apply the gloss. Alright everyone, so this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I mentioned to you guys in the beginning of this video, that this is the look that I feel most comfortable with and my current go-to look. It's super easy to achieve. You don't need that many products or that many brushes, and it's quick and easy. You just have to know what works best for you. The steps that I did is what works best for me, and I catered this look depending on my eye shape, my face shape, and what I feel most comfortable with on my lips. You can definitely change anything that you feel most comfortable with. This is what I feel the most comfortable with. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in my next video.